Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our second unit, which is titled Careers. Our lesson today is the second part from the form, meaning and function in your books, page 30 and 31. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 30 and 31, your workbook for some exercise, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. Let's get started. We will start with the homework that you've got from yesterday's lesson. It was page 19 in your workbook's exercise K. Complete a question and answer for each prompt. We're having here Aisha's father, and he is a sales manager. I want you to ask the question and come up with the answer. Here, Aisha's father. So, what does Aisha's father do? This one is he. That's why we have chosen does. What does he do? He is a sales manager. Someone's job, he is a sales manager, she is a teacher, they are doctors. Where? Work, and the answer is shopping mall. Where? He. Where does he work? That does for he. Where does he work? He works at the shopping mall. So, where? Instead of where, we have the answer, which is the shopping mall. Okay, one more. Speaking about Faisal, he is a car mechanic. So, what does Faisal do? What does he do? He is a car mechanic. And where he work? Where does he work? Notice the does for the he. Where does he work? He works in a garage. And here we have the S. He works in a garage. Okay. Now we're having the same page, page 19, exercise L. Complete the conversation and circle here the correct answer. Yahya and Gregory, back again. Do you have or has any friends here? For after do, you will use the, do you have? Because we're having here do and you as well. Do you have any friends here? Gregory, yes, I do or I has? I do. Because here, yes, I do. I have many friends. My friends are Ali and Samir. Yahya, what they do or what do they do? It's a question. So, you need a helping verb. What do they do? What does he do and what do they do? This one is for a sentence. They do. Gregory, they are football players. They play or playing in Jeddah. This is what they do for living. So they, here you will choose play, not playing. We need they are playing. And he plays. They play in Jeddah. Yahya, that's interesting. When or what do they train? Now let's check the answer. They train, then we're having time. So, when? What? What are they training for the football match? When do they train? We need the time. And the answer, Gregory said that they train at or on weekdays. On weekdays, because this is less than a week. Then, from 7 at or to 10 every evening. So starting from 7 to 10, from this until that. So we will say they train at 10 or from this to that, a period of time. Okay? Now, for our lesson today, by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use relative pronouns correctly. What are the relative pronouns and how can we use them? And you will be able to use the past progressive with while. You already know what is a past progressive. How can I use it with using while? So the keyword today is while. Let's start with our lesson and back to our friend, we're having today Yusuf. I am Khalid. Our friend today is Khalid. I work at the bank. Actually, I don't enjoy working here. I think I will quit my job. The people who I have to work with are not cooperative. I work the working hours that I have to be in front of my computer are too long. The work which I do is not challenging. Now here we're going to speak about his words, his speech. What did he say? Here he's trying to describe the people. What did he tell us about those people? The people are not cooperative. Is it everyone not cooperative? No. Only those people at work. The people who I have to work with are not cooperative. Just the specific group of people. The working hours. Here he's describing the working hours. The working hours are too long. Is it like just the working hours? No. He specified. He said, the working hours that I have to be in front of my computer, the hours in front of the computer, not the whole hours. It is maybe 7 to 10. It's not too long. However, in front of my computer is too long. Also, he said, the work which I do is not challenging. How can you describe the work? It is not challenging. Is it the whole work? No. The work he does. So we are very specific here. So, what have we used in here? We used who. Also, we used that to be very specific, and we used which as well. So, I will give you one more example. Here we are making interviews because we want to hire someone, and we're having these 3 candidates. This lady in black, this gentleman in purple, and the other one in green. And now I will tell you something. The candidate is qualified. One of these is qualified. That is confusing. You don't know. Am I speaking about 1, 2, or 3? You have no idea. I have to specify, so I will say, which one? Is it the lady, the one in purple, or the one in green? So you will answer me. You will say, the one wearing green. So here, we are speaking about this specific person. Not everyone speaking about this candidate. We have candidate 1, 2, and 3. No, it is the one in green. So the sentence should be, to avoid confusion, the sentence should be, the candidate who is wearing green is qualified. Not everyone, the one who is wearing green. So I have many students and one of them is good. The student is good. No, the student who is in front, at the front seat, is so good. This is how we're going to describe. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue in here. So we're having the relative pronouns, which are the who, which, and that. What are the relative pronouns? Relative pronouns are who, which, and that. We use who if we are referring to people. We use which if you are referring to things other than people. And you can use that for both, for people and for things, both of them. If you don't know what to use, just use that. And the sentence in the middle, which is in green here, this sentence, we call it the relative clause. It adds information about a noun that is in the main clause. So the candidate who is wearing green is qualified. Who is wearing green is the candidate in here. So not everyone, just the one who is wearing green is qualified. Let's check in here. Here, examples from your book, page 31. The man was talking to the tourist. He was friendly. Now I want to make these 2 sentences into one, using relative pronouns, speaking about a man. So do we use who, which, or that? It should be who or that. So the man who or that was talking to the tourist was friendly. So not every man, just this man who was talking to the tourist is friendly. The man is friendly, but not everyone, specifically the one who was talking to the tourists. The computer company is making a good profit. And also the computer company is called EasySurf. Now I want to be very specific. The computer company which is or that is making a good profit is called EasySurf. So the computer company, EasySurf, what is so different about EasySurf? Making a good profit. Okay, so that's it. Now I want you on your books, page 31, we're having an exercise, exercise B. Complete the sentences using who or which. You can use that for both, so one time you will use who, the other time you will use which, and both times, both sentences, you can use that. So, the new driver started work yesterday is very quiet. Here, who are we speaking about? Driver. Someone. So, who or which? This time you can say who or that. Who started work yesterday is very quiet. The products, things they launched this week are selling well. What do you think? Products, things, maybe they are pens. So we will use which or that. I'd like to introduce you to the person. A man or a lady, someone organized the conference. To someone who or that organized the conference. Someone. That is not the job he applied for. Job, it is something, so I would say here which he applied for. He applied for a different job. This is not the job which he applied for. Okay? Now, in your workbooks, page 20, we will do the same thing. Exercise M. Exercise M in your books. Complete the sentences. Use who or which. Number 1. What is the name of the girl sits next to Amal in school? So, girl, someone. I will use who or which. You can choose here who or that. Who sits next to Amal? This is the stadium, place, something our team plays in. So I will choose here which. That is the new restaurant is really expensive. Restaurant, a place, something. Which or that really expensive. Is that the helpful taxi driver brought us to the hotel yesterday? I'm speaking about someone, the taxi driver. Who or which? This time it will be who brought us to the hotel yesterday. The web designers, people, designers, made the website are excellent at their job. What do we say? Use who or that for people, designers. Who made the website are excellent at their job. A journalist, this is someone who is doing the job. A journalist work for the newspaper was at the airport. Who works for the newspaper was at the airport. The journalist at the airport, which journalist? Who works for the newspaper. Okay, be very specific, use who, which, and you can use that whether with who or which. Okay, back to our friend in here who is Khalid this time. He is a TV reporter. I became a TV reporter in 2017. However, being a TV reporter is not always fun. He's going to tell us about the bad things about being a TV reporter. It's fun to work outside. However, one time, while I was recording a report, utility workers were inspecting a workplace, a work site. I was videotaping and someone was digging. They are doing like the utility people, they are digging in the floor, on the ground. And it was very noisy. Also, he said, another time, some football fans were shouting out while I was trying to speak. I was trying to speak, and those football fans, the spectators, they were shouting so loud I couldn't speak. These are some of the drawbacks, the disadvantages of being a TV reporter. So, we have used in here, let's check them. I was recording, and also were inspecting. Here we're having were. Another time, so football fans were shouting out while I was trying to speak. We have used here the past progressive. You can refer to Unit 1 for more information about the past progressive. What do we mean by past progressive? An action that happened in the past for a longer period of time. It took a long period of time in the past. How can you form the past progressive? You will use the pronoun he, she, it, or I in one group, the other group they, you, or we. Past. So you will use whether was or were, not is, are, or am. Then followed by a verb and ing. So progressive, ing, past, was or were. I was taking a shower. Was doing. Also, he was sleeping. They were sleeping. Just follow the chart in here, and he was, they were, I was. Okay. Now we're going to use the past progressive in a sentence. We will look at the picture in here. Look at the man in here. What is he doing? He is washing his car. Look at him, washing his car. At the same time, something else is happening. What is it? It was raining. So the raining and the washing happening at the same time. Not interruption, at the same time. I was giving a class and my students were listening. Giving, listening at the same time. So you can notice in here, it was raining. Notice, was raining while he was washing his car. On the timeline, this is the washing and this is the raining. Nothing like shorter than the other. They happen at the same time. I was sleeping while my brother was watching TV the whole time. Long action and long action. Here we've got the exercise in your books, page 31. Make sentences to describe the actions in the picture. Look at it. Look at the boy in here. What does he do? He is studying. And what else is happening in here? He's listening or he is watching the TV match. Studying or reading, let's say, and also watching simultaneously at the same time. So the sentence would say, Faisal was listening to the football match while he was studying. He didn't stop studying and didn't stop like watching or listening to the football match. Was listening while was studying, and we have make a connection using while. So 1 and 2 at the same time, use while in the middle. Can also change the order. Faisal was studying while he was listening to the football, or while he was studying he was listening to the football match. On a timeline in here, listening all the time, studying all the time in the past. Was doing and was doing at the same time. One more in here. Now let's look at Fatima in here. What is she doing? She's shopping. Look at the shopping cart in here. She was shopping. At the same time, doing another thing, making a phone call. Let's use while. 2 actions at the same time. So we will say, Fatima was talking on her cell phone while she was shopping. 2, nothing is happening before the other at the same time. Was talking on her cell phone and was shopping. And we have used here while, because these 2 actions happen at the same time. On a timeline, she was talking on the phone the whole time while she was shopping. all the time. Okay? Also, here we're having men. What are they doing? They are at the bus stop, so they are waiting. And we will say they are talking to each other. So the people were talking to each other while they were waiting for the bus. Everyone was talking, and at the same time they were waiting. So the people were talking while they were waiting for the bus. Talking and waiting at the same time. So in a timeline, they were talking while they were waiting. Two actions at the same time. Now let's check your workbooks on page 20. Exercise N. Make sentences using while. Use the past progressive tense. So we will put while in the middle or at the beginning. Come up with the past progressive, was or were ing, and was and were ing. Some passengers sleep. Pilot land the plane. Sleeping and landing at the same time. While some passengers were sleeping, the pilot was landing the plane. Check. We used while at the beginning. Were sleeping, was landing. Pilot 1. I can change the order. I will start with the pilot from here. So I would say the pilot was landing the plane while some passengers were sleeping. So was landing, then while some passengers were sleeping. We haven't changed the meaning, just the order of the sentence. While doing, comma, doing. And also doing while doing. The second one, number 2. Baby cry, Nawal talk on the phone. She was on the phone, the baby was crying. Here I will say, while the baby was crying, Nawal was talking on the phone. While was crying and she was talking on the phone. I change the order. I don't want to start with while. I want to start with Nawal. Nawal was talking on the phone while the baby was crying. So Nawal was talking and while the baby was crying. This is how you can start with the while, or you can change the sentence based on your preference. One more, the same page 20, exercise N. Number 3. It rain, we play tennis. Two actions at the same time. Nothing stopped the other. While it was raining, we were playing tennis. Was raining, were playing. Let's start with we. We were playing tennis while it was raining. Notice the while, we have used a comma in here. Faisal work on the weekends. He study at university. The same time, study and work. So we will say in here, while Faisal was studying at university, he was working on the weekend. So was studying while, so we're having a comma in here, was working. He was working. Let's change the order. We will say Faisal was working on the weekends while he was studying at university. Was working, and also while in the middle was studying. Okay, no comma if while comes in the middle of the sentence. Okay, for your homework, I want you to continue and complete the exercise in your workbooks, page 20. You will just put the sentences in order using while with the past progressive tense. Okay, I guess that is it for our lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.